episode 5 or 6 or some shit. Benny the Butcher was performing. So we watching, boom, boom. I'm like, yo, Cole, we been standing up the whole time. I'm like, yo, bro, my back is killing me, bro. I'm ready to bounce. He like, nah, Benny coming out right now. So we watched a little bit of Benny. So now we leaving, right? So I'm leaving. I'm in the front. So I turn around to tell Cole, I'm like, yo, we about to go out this way. And when I turn around, somebody's standing between me and Cole. Joe Buttons. Standing right there. I said, oh, shit, Joe? He like, yeah, what up, bro? I'm like, yo, I started a podcast this year because of you, bro. Love. He was like, yo, keep doing it, bro. And he walked out. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how Joe is. I don't want to talk too long.
That nigga was horrible at fucking Summer Jam. He was
so that shit just made me felt like it was like destined for me to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep doing it. You know what I mean? So I want to talk more about you, NWO Sparrow. I want to talk about NWO News, how that got started, and what was the format in the beginning and what you got going now and how you see it in the future.
So we're gonna go back like that. I'm gonna be rambling.
Do it how you want to. You know what I mean?
So NWO News got really started. Let me start from here. I always loved news anchoring. I always was into news anchoring. You know, I was the weirdo in my family that they would come into.
And all that.
Yeah. Like my cousin would come into my room like, yo, what the fuck are you watching, bro? like, and it'd be CNN and it'd just be news and things like that. So I always wanted to do it, but being from where I'm from, it wasn't something that I indulged in or engaged in because that's just not what we do. You know what I'm saying? You either a rapper, a basketball player, or you in the street heavy. And then being also, and that's on us. That's on us for being closed-minded, but also from society, being from where I'm from, there was no programs that geared towards being a news anchor. You just knew them on TV. So I didn't have it in school. I didn't have it nowhere. So it was just like a thought in my head, and it just went away. And then I had started a production company, but like a live event production company. Mm-hmm. And it was going well, and I was just trying to grow it. And I was... I reached out to somebody that I knew from BET. His name was Chris Bivens. Shout out to Chris Bivens. Real dude. I love Chris Bivens. He changed my life, actually. I always want to make sure I give him his flowers. I reached out to Chris Bivens, and they had... You remember Hustle in Brooklyn?
Yeah.
All right, so they had Hustle in Brooklyn, and I was like, hey, Chris, I have these artists here that are real hustlers in Brooklyn, because I don't know what the fuck BET put on TV. We didn't know none of them niggas from Brooklyn. Yeah. I think the only one we probably knew was JB. But everybody's like, who the fuck were these people? Yeah. I feel like they came from Connecticut and just got casted.
Some actors.
They do that. So even if they did do that,
it
wouldn't shock me. So I was like, yo, Chris, like, these artists are really hustling, whether it be artists, producers, things. I had a whole list of it. And I'm like, yo, I could pipeline them from my series into the show or into anything that BET got going on with reality TV. And he kept it a stack with me. He said, we could do that. That could work, but I'm more interested in working with you. And I was like, well, did I got something the fuck I called you for, nigga?
I'm trying to get this off like that.
I'm trying to get this off the ground. He was like,
shit.
nah, like, we could maybe Chris talk like for an hour or two. And it was just a good conversation about everything. It was a business call, but it was just a conversation about everything. And he was like, yo, you're really somebody that should be doing media, not trying to help other people that you can't even guarantee that they're going to work well. And that was something, as you know, you do events as well. That's something that you have to think too. You putting your name on the line at a venue, you know what I'm saying? And these artists be bugging the fuck out.
A lot of other people, yeah.
Yeah. So he said, he'll let me think about it. And what he did was he re-sparked that love that I have for anchoring.
Ooh, put it back in your brain.
Yeah.
Like, from the back to the front, like, yo, remember?
Yeah, and I talked to shout out to Buck Madoff, 88 for the trenches. Shout out to him.
Yeah. I just
talked
had
to him.
Fit it on earlier.
You should have had that on for this episode. He's gonna say something about it.
I wanted to put the.
I talked to him and he said, but you know that you like news anchoring, so maybe you should do something like that. And I was, we never. What I do is something that I believe we never seen, especially how it started. Now. How NWO News look now, it's something that people do when they see. But when I started, it was actually like news style shot.
Yeah.
So Buck was like, yo, this could be opportunity. You have this nigga that's willing to help you that's from a network and he's willing to help you, like, you should do it. This is during 2020 pandemic. So so I started in 2020, and then I just started it, and it took off. I think even before, I think I had so much support from people from doing live event production that when I even announced the show, Roku hit me up that same week that I had no content, I had nothing, I had no.
But they knew you.
Yeah, but I think it came from the support, because one of the best things about the pandemic from a social media standpoint, because I know people died, and I'm not trying to get the Dricanhippie show ticking off the air.
No, I'll say something crazy before you say that. I missed it.
Well, from a social,
I kind of missed the pandemic. But go ahead.
Shit, me too. Nigga. What? From a social media.
Rest in peace to Uncle Zed, man.
From a social media standpoint, the algorithm, everybody was online. Like nobody was too busy to be online.
You really
so
had to network.
Algorithm hit online crazy. So when I announced it,
keep that in your head, bro. Pandemic, we had to leave the studio. I didn't have all these wires. We was in a fucking empty room just talking, nigga. You just.
I remember that.
Go ahead.
I remember that. I remember that.
But the numbers was going up.
It was for every bro. Like I always said, if you couldn't eat during the pandemic, not if you were sick, but if you couldn't eat during the pandemic, you don't know how to hustle, bro.
Yeah, it was just you.
You don't know how to hustle, yeah.
So it was going up, and you got the call from Roku.
Yeah, so it was the support online, because I had announced that I was doing the show, and prior to announcing that show, I would just be online talking shit anyway. Just, post and all of that shit. So I think it was like, oh, the dude that be talking shit on Facebook is now doing a show. And I had got so much support that Roku hit me up. And this is the time when Roku was starting their Roku content creators.
Yeah. I remember all this you talking about. I've been following you for a minute, bro. So it's like, I know all this shit. I was going to ask you, what was the first platform you started on?
It was Roku. It was Facebook.
Like doing
it was
live,
simultaneously.
Yeah.
It was it was simultaneous. It happened because I didn't have no content when I first started.
So it was like, oh, let's go.
Yeah. So I did that. I worked with them, and then going to Roku and to the office, you meet other content creators. So I was on my own Roku channel, and I was on Girly Version, and I was on another channel that I don't speak of no more because business didn't go right with them. Fuck them.
I know how that goes.
So I was on 3 Roku channels, and then I was just going live. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be so honest with you. During the pandemic, my numbers was up, but when niggas went back outside, them shit dropped heavy, bro. My numbers
everybody
dropped.
Was worried about having fun, doing their own thing.
Everybody was outside, bro.
It was lit.
So I got depressed. I got depressed with the show. So I'm in year 2 now. I started in 2020. I'm in 2021. I just got depressed, and I was like, it's over. 75 live viewers, come on, nigga, come on.
We need to pick that up.
I could do this shit in my backyard. I got 75 squirrels back there. Come on. So I just but I kept going. And one thing that happened is that I kept going. And shout out to Frost as Hell, and shout out to Awesome.
Shout out to Frost, man.
These are guys that was we got to keep, especially Awesome. We got to keep going. 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 And I just was doing it. It was times when I was going live and I didn't want to fucking be live. It was times that doing my show, it takes me 6 hours to prep the show. Because it's a news comedy variety show. So, I'd say jokes that's pre-planned and shit like that. But it takes me 6 hours to prep it. So I was just in a depression. I'm doing all of this work for fucking 50, 75 viewers. It's just crazy. Yeah. But shout out to, I want to shout out a couple people. I want to shout out M. Fresher, and Bianca Bentley, because they gave me the rocket pack that shot me forward from 2021, and it was at the end of 2021. So I was going through my whole 2021 doing that show depressed.
Yeah,
not happy with what was going on, and especially since I got spoiled, I came in heavy. Shit just dropped. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
So Bianca, funny. Can I tell my story? I don't want to be rambling, man.
Shout out to Bianca, man. That's a fact.
So I meet M. This dude that was a manager. He was doing events. M. was doing events. Shout out to M. CEO M. And I had hit him up to interview at an event that he was coming up for. Now this is prior to me talking to Bianca. Bianca didn't know I did this. She didn't know. So I hit M dot up, and he was like, we got media here already. We don't, I got you. It just won't be this shit we're here. We covered on that. So that conversation happened in the summer of 2021. In the fall of 2021, Bianca Bentley hits me up, and she says, Sparrow, I need you to go to this Fresher event. No, she said, Sparrow, submit to this Fresher event. You don't gotta go. I'ma go, but I need to submit you. I need you to submit. So you gotta submit on behalf of NWO News.
Okay.
And I said, okay, I'll do it. But she said, I'ma go though. You don't gotta go because I know you don't want to go. But just submit. I submit. I get approved. The day of the show, Bianca hits me up and says, Sparrow, I can't make it to the show. You have to go.
Put
So
pressure on you real quick.
Yeah. So I'm like, and I've never done outside media before. I was always where I was at doing it on the stream. I never did outside media before. Yeah. So I didn't know how that worked. I didn't know if I didn't show up on my name's behalf, would they ever invite me out again? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I did go, and I met M. Dot there. I didn't know that M. Dot produced Fresher Show, or he was one of the producers for Fresher Show. Yeah. So I said, hey, I'm here at NWO News. I'm lying. No, I had to hit up. Bianca told me prior to the show, maybe a few days before, that she couldn't make it. So I had hit up M. Dot prior, so he knew I was coming. Yeah. And when I got there, I was like, yo, you was the dude that I met that I said I wanted to. So he was like, yeah, I told you I got you, man. I told you, like, it was supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen. And I talked with Fresher, and Fresher was like, yo, if you want to interview me, you got to interview all the artists here. I was like, okay, like I never did this before. But shout out to Fresher, because those first interviews were horrible. They're still up to this day, but my camera work was bad. My mic was bad. It was just horrible. But I still took that footage. I still edited it, and I still had got it out to a lot of artists. Yeah, a lot of artists that didn't have no content at all.
To any content creators right now, if you feel like you recorded something and you like, put that shit out.
Yes. Put some gems on this, or drop some gems when you edit this.
Out, man. That's a fact.
So so I did it. I did what Fresher said. I got the interview with Fresher, and magically everything worked when I interviewed him. So it just looked like it just could look crazy. Mm-hmm. But M. Dot invited me out the next show that they had, and Fresher pulled me to the side, and Fresher was like, "Yo, you know that content was horrible. Like, we know that this shit was horrible." So, but I was like, I came prepared. Like, I came ready. I had got a new mic. I got mad shit for it. And he was like, so I'm going to let you run this again, but you got to do better. And, like, I just did better. And Fresher made sure every big artist that he had got booked came to my booth first before they did anything else. Fresher made sure that. So, shout out to Fresher. And then it just took off. I was just meeting people that had events. And that's how it first started. I was meeting people that were doing it. Like a person like you would have your own event. Ask me to come cover it. I would do it for free. Just get the content out, And then it was like, lo and behold, not to my knowledge, I was working with artists that I didn't even know were big artists. Yeah. So that they were introducing me to their PR. And they was like, yo, I met this dude at this show. I want him to be at my listening party. So the PRs hit me up like, yo, we gonna pay you to be here.
Tough.
And it just happened like that, bro. Like, and it just...
That shit is literally a snowball effect.
Yeah, and it really was.
Rolling. Yeah, it just starts rolling, bro. That's fire.
Yeah, that's really just what it was. I mean, now, like... So when is this coming out?
I don't know yet, to be honest.
Before after April 5th?
In that time span.
Okay, so people know. So right now, I got hired to work WrestleMania. Ooh. So I'll be in Philly for 3 days straight. Yeah. Ooh. I got hired for that. I got some other stuff coming, but that's how I have to make sure I can't announce certain things.
And The Rock got wrestling popping right now. It's about to be lit. You Cody crybabies.
Stop.
Y'all better chill.
I'm one of them. But yeah, so it's just so interesting to me how, like, when I look back and I'm like, yo, like, I don't even sometimes, honestly, Hippie, I don't even know how I got here sometimes, because it just wasn't in the cards. It wasn't in the cards for me. It was just, but the one thing I tried to do and remain is be myself. Like, just be yourself, because when that stops and you try to be something else, everything else is going to stop. Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
So yes, that's my journey.
That's a fact, man. And shout out to your team, man. Like you said, everybody that's under NWO News, like Sparrow,
Frost as hell. We got Galaxy's finest.
Galaxy.
Right, and Awesome had to take a break, but Awesome is family. He's not Awesome is just family.
Yeah, you got your seat when you need it.
Yeah,
that's a fact, man. So what's next for Sparrow?
Well, I'm opening my own studio space, and it's actually a done deal already. I'm trying to put the space together now. I need some some graffiti artists actually.